I have me a cigarette. Today is Friday, right? I can't remember. There we go. What's going on, Savvy? I'm trying not to go into a food coma right now. I'm still stuffed from those 2 burritos I had for lunch. Those things were good. They were. Hopefully, others come in. I'm hoping anyway. So has today been good for you today, Savvy? God, I hate wearing glasses. It's been messing with me all damn day. Yeah, I figure when other people start coming in, Savvy, let's see about throwing the Discord link in the chat. I guess I could take my headphones off. Sorry, I just got off the phone with my therapist, so literally had kept my headphones in for some reason. Good Lord. Too much gray hair. My glasses are crooked. What the hell? Look like some sort of weird crackhead. What's going on, Ninja? Anybody else that says there's 4 people in the chat? Yeah. All right. What's going on, Monica? Noah? How you doing tonight? Yeah. And just so everybody knows, I'm gonna have a Savvy dropping the link for Discord, my Discord channel, into the chat tonight. Because there's gonna be a lot of things coming up here in the near future that you don't want to miss, for one. But we'll get to that. First things first, I kind of want to touch base on what's going on in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's trying to pass a bill that's going to ban all non-residential U.S. residents from driving commercial vehicles through the state of Oklahoma. So, yay. Sorry, I had back is itching. So yeah, that's a plus. I mean, the trucking industry, we kind of need to go in the right direction with that one. I mean, the state of the trucking world right now, not the best. But remember, everyone remember out there that, truck drivers have families. We are away from the house so damn long out of the year. And if you bought it from a store, a truck driver brought it, regardless. I mean, whether they're in a 53-foot truck, a 70-foot truck, or a box truck, a truck driver brought it. Trains can only go so far. So yeah, the trucking industry is in a state right now that we don't need to have a lot going on that is going on. All right, now, to other news. In case anybody didn't notice or hasn't heard, I haven't really said much about it on YouTube yet. Friday, July the 11th at 6 p.m. Me and a few other people, we will be at the infamous Sally House. I am going to be doing a live investigation. It will be on YouTube. It will be on my channel here. There's going to be no editing, no nothing of the video. What you see is what you get. Okay. I'm not going to make it to where you can see certain things at certain times on the video. Not doing that. It's all going to be all one take. It will be quite long. Oh yeah, a ramble, Ruby. What's up, Ruby? But it will be all one take. Like I said, that'd be Friday, July the 11th, starting at 6 p.m. Hence why I've asked Savvy to drop the link to Discord, my Discord channel, into the chat room tonight. It will also be in the description after the video, because there's going to be so many updates about this. I'm going to be posting random pictures on my Discord channel from the Sally House. I'm going to hopefully have a special guest showing up at the Sally House. One can only hope that this person does show up. I'm for people that didn't hear and everything when I asked, I'm not gonna drop this person's name just yet, just because for some people I want it to be a surprise to a lot of people. Ruby, you're supposed to be already getting over that sickness. And do not give it back to Randy, damn it. He cannot have it for when we do this investigation. I will put him in quarantine out in a tree if I have to. But no, there will be a lot of shenanigans going on before the investigation. I'm gonna try to give you guys a little sneak peek into Atchison, Kansas after I get there. I may just walk down the street because Amelia Earhart's childhood home that she was born in, which is now a museum, is actually about 3-4 blocks from the Sally house. So I will probably walk down there and get video of that location from the outside along with pictures, just because. I mean, it's a beautiful house. Yeah, I can almost guarantee that even Douglas will put his ass in a tree and be like, "Nope, you're staying here the entire investigation. You're not going into the house. We're not getting sick." I do know I've told him he needs to keep away from all that sickness. We don't need everyone to get sick. Oh, there we go. So Reed Timmer's probe was finally found in Weatherford. Awesome. The question is, does he give it back? Or keep it as a prize? I'd probably sell it on eBay. Probably get $1 for it. If for some reason, which there should be no reason at all, that we're going to be going live late after getting to the Sally house, we'll let everybody know. Weatherford, Texas, Ruby, my hometown. Reed Timmer was there chasing a tornado, and he shot a probe into it, and when it got up to 3,800 feet, they lost contact with it and lost the probe. I mean, why FedEx it to him? I mean, I'd sell it on eBay. In all honesty, that's what I'd do. Sell it on eBay. I mean, I'm just sitting here saying. But, oh yeah. I'll post a picture of the tornado, Ruby. Somebody took a picture of it and everything. I'll post it into Purgatory. That way you can see that the size of that monster, that just how there wasn't a lot of, damage, how my town wasn't just wiped off the face of the map, I have no idea. But I'll post a picture of it, that way you can see it. It was horrible looking. But yeah, I'm gonna be getting a video of Amelia Earhart's museum home. I'm gonna try to see if we got enough time. We may go by the haunted cemetery that's out there in Atchison. And if we've got time, I may just see about contacting the owner of the Garnett House and maybe go see and doing the Garnett House as well. I don't know if we're gonna have time though, because literally we're gonna be at the Sally house from 3 p.m. that Friday, July 11th, to 9 a.m. Saturday, the 12th. So we're going to be there. We're going to be spending the night there all night. Tornadoes are horrible, and we've been having so many of them. Just yesterday out in West Texas, the person I listened to for the weather, the only way he could describe the size of the hail was DVD size hail. That's actually insane. I mean, I just, yes. Okay, so is Curtis going to be flying out for the investigation, Ruby, or what? I'm gonna have to ask him. That way I know if I need to pay for another person. If he wants to stay the entire night, awesome. I'll pay for another person at the house. Which, fingers crossed that our special guest shows up. Awesome. Early July, getting his ticket, awesome. Hopefully he has fun. I mean, before he left his group, I was trying to get up to Michigan to do a ghost hunt with him and his group. And then he left his group, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll get up there and do a ghost hunt with just you. It's been so hard to get up there. You know, it's just one thing after another. And so this actually be perfect, you know, him getting to the Sally house, and we can both kick back at the Sally house and have Douglas and Randy there and everything. It will be honestly off the charts. But I know I'm not diminishing Jade and Mandy's investigation of the Sally house at all. But I know some people might actually... That was weird. Sorry, my tablet just went like dinged at me. And it's off. Okay. You know, some people might actually want to see more of Atchison, Kansas. So I will show more of Atchison, Kansas on a separate video before we go live. So, yes, the 10th would actually be the best. That way, when he gets there, you know, he can get out to Atchison, because actually even the morning of the 11th would actually be good, because as long as he's there by 3 o'clock, which, you know, technically as long as all of us are there by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or at least one of us, the house is ours. So actually even the morning of the 11th would be good. That way, you know, one, he don't have to worry about getting a motel room or anything for the night of the 10th. So yeah, there'd be less money spent. So yeah, the morning of the 11th would actually be perfect instead of the 10th. So maybe leave out of Michigan the night of the 10th and be there in the morning of the 11th. Ooh, yeah. Maybe him and Randy can meet up at the airport because I know Douglas was saying that his wife and kids were going. They're going to be in a motel room while we're doing our thing. I'm going to have to take an Uber from the Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas metro area to Atchison, Kansas. And I'm going to have to let Randy know maybe him and Curtis can meet up at the airport, and maybe them two can catch a cab or an Uber together and head on to Atchison, Kansas, because Atchison, Kansas is only 57 minutes. It's about an hour away from Kansas City area. Yeah, I mean, get with Randy and find out exactly when he's catching his flight, and maybe, you know, whoever lands first can just wait on the other, because I don't think Douglas is going to have enough seats in his vehicle for all of us, including, you know, any and all equipment that we may be bringing. You know, because we're going to have backpacks. We got to have our own pillows, because we're not going to be allowed to sleep on the beds at the Sally house at all. That is one of the biggest no-nos that's on the list of you cannot do. You cannot sleep on the beds. So, you know, people are going to have either backpacks or blankets and our own pillows. So I'm going to have my backpack with my pillow and maybe my blanket in it. You know, Randy and Curtis are going to have to do the same thing. I'll have to remind me to post the things of what people need to have. I'll post it over on Purgatory. That way they know, everyone, Curtis and Randy both know, hey, this is what you have to have. That way they're not like getting there and they're like, oh crap, I don't have anything to sleep on. I need to go to the store and get a pillow. Yeah, you guess you should have thought of that. I mean, we just know it's gonna be fun. Yeah, let's see. I'll do that. I'll post it and I'll tell Randy to pin it. That way, you know, everyone can see. Hello. But I do know with when it comes to the Sally house, okay, everyone is going to be an investigator, just like it was when I went to the cemetery and was in them creepy ass dark woods as well. Everyone is going to be an investigator that night, and if by chance our special guest shows up, I'm pretty sure when my investigation finally ends, that's not going to be the end of the investigation. Okay, I will keep the camera rolling. And what I'll do is, before we all go to sleep and everything, I will turn the video camera on and I will record the house while we're asleep. I will literally put my phone in a different portion of the house and I will let it record from there. That way, any sounds that are got while we're asleep, everyone's gonna hear it. You know, if there's any knocks and bangs or voices or, you know, crazy apparitions that decide to pop up in front of the camera, by all means let it. You know, people always ask me, hey, would you be able to sleep in a haunted house? Yes, I would, and I'm fixing ready to. It wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. I do know I am gonna see about contacting Justin and see what he would say about giving us a discount to go and check out the Garnett house. Maybe we can have time, but I don't think we will. Yes, that's what I was going to ask Randy too. I was going to ask him if he was going to be bringing any equipment as well. Because I know he wants to do a few things while we're there and everything. Well, as I've said it so many times already, but July 11th, starting at 6 p.m. we will be going live. Hey, maybe our special guest will bring their special REM pod. You know, that would actually be really cool if they would bring their special REM pod. Thank you, Savvy. Thank you. Savvy's the best. You know, she's always looking out for everybody here on the as a moderator. And for anybody that may have missed it, she did post a link to my Discord channel for any and all paranormal announcements coming up. I know I still got to get down to Florida and do an investigation down there with Bug. And I'm still looking at going to Brushy Mountain. I still want to do that place. That one I have to have at least 2 people, which I get it because you can actually get hurt in there. So, but there's going to be quite a bit of paranormal announcements coming out. Not fast, but they will be coming. I'm actually surprised Randy and them ain't here. Gonna have to bust his balls when I get him on a Discord. Be like, man, what's up with that? Now, as for the Garnett house, our special guest has been we kind of grounded her from the last time that she went to the Garnett house. So I don't know if we can actually do the Garnett house with our special guest if she shows. I hope she does, but I know she's busy. And I know she's seen the message I left for her on Discord, you know, saying to whom it may concern, Mandy has to be off work because, well, she's got to be at the Sally house. And yes, that is our special guest. If she shows up, it will be Mandy. If you watched the last live GCP episode, you literally heard me call in and tell Jade that, she is grounded from the Sally house. But I did ask Mandy, considering I had another spot open because somebody had to kind of bail out at the last minute due to work. So hopefully, and I know Randy was asking me about, how much he owed me and everything for Sally house. Nah, you don't owe me nothing, man. It's a late birthday present. You don't owe me anything. Because he was telling me his birthday is before the investigation, so I just chalk it up to as a late birthday present. I ain't gonna worry about it. I know it's gonna take a while after the Sally house to do another investigation, but I'll try to do little ones in between. Maybe stop at a old creepy building and maybe Scooby-Doo my way in there and Scooby-Doo my way out. Who knows? What's up, Hex? Okay, so yeah, Curtis, this will be a late birthday present for Curtis and a late birthday present for Randy. So, man, I'm seeing these little things going up the side of my phone. I was thinking to myself, I got spiders on me. Awesome. But yeah, and Douglas and me, we've been talking about going to the Sally house for a few months now. We've been trying to figure out when we could go. We'd try to come up with a date, and of course, life happens, and we just couldn't do it at the time. So, this time it was, we're going. And the only way for us to do it is I went ahead and paid for it and was like, there's no backing out now. It's already paid for. I could literally ask for a refund if absolutely necessary, but I don't want to get a refund and make them lose the money that they would have made if we showed up. So, yes, Hex, we are stoked. There is going to be so many, like I was saying a minute ago, there's going to be so many shenanigans going on before the investigation. It's just going to be hysterical, because I do like to play around, but, like I was telling like I was telling Randy, my playing around stops when the investigation starts. I don't play around during the investigation. To me, that's serious time. I'm there to do one thing and one thing only. Yeah, Ruby, we need you on the mend. We need you to survive. We don't need you croaking anytime soon. Oh, hey, and just for giggles, everybody should tell Randy that he's got to go in the Sally house first, because every horror movie always has the black guy dying first. So, you know, I've already told him that he should be nominated to go into the Sally house first. Oh yeah, and I have full faith in Randy. I was kind of joking with him, saying, he's going to be the baby investigator and everything. And so he's going to be there with at least two people, or actually three people, because Curtis is going to be there too. Three people that have done this. Me being the second time being in that house. Douglas has been in that house before. So at least two people that have been in that house at least once before. Randy's gonna be awesome. He's gonna learn real quick. We're gonna show him how to do everything properly. Especially when it comes to EVPs, we're gonna teach him how to do everything properly. When doing an EVP, if he makes a noise, at least tag it. That way he knows later on, oh, that was me. I ain't gonna let that spy fool me. I mean, I know he's an FBI agent. He's been sent in to infiltrate GCP, and no, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna start that rumor. That shit would go. That shit would spread like wildfire. I mean, yeah, that would be funny. That would be funny. I mean, that would be one of those that somebody not knowing the joke, they'd be like, holy shit, he's an FBI agent being sent in to infiltrate Ghost Club Paranormal and Purgatory? No, not really. No, he's not an FBI agent. I mean, funny though, but no. But he's gonna learn real quick. We're gonna teach him the ropes. Douglas and I, we're not gonna let anything happen. That's why I was kind of joking with him the other night, about he's been nominated to go into the house first. Oh, I'm sorry. If he does that, Hex, I'm definitely getting that on video. I am definitely going to get that on video if that happens. Oh, yeah. That is going to be one of those. No. Not to mention, I'd probably die laughing right there in the middle of the house. I mean, I can almost see what Douglas would do. He'd probably be like, what the hell happened here? What's going on? Yes, he does need to grow his beard back. I know, I'll tell him, no, see, he needs to grow his beard back because, if not, it's going to be just Douglas and I that have beards. And here he is going to be all clean shaven and everything. It's like, no, that shit ain't going to work, man. You need to grow that beard out. You got 2 months now. Or 3 months. You got 3 months to grow it out. That way, Douglas and I ain't going to be the only ones with beards over there at the Sally house. I mean, well, I'm taking my phone. Whatever equipment Douglas is bringing, not sure. I don't know what Randy could be bringing. And I don't know what Mandy could be bringing. I mean, Mandy could be bringing a bag of toys to bring into the Sally house if she shows up. You know, um, it's going to be one of those. Everyone's going to have to kind of see when we get there. But I do know I will remind Randy. You know, carry a backpack. You know, I was thinking about that. She needs to bring her special REM pod. She needs to bring Mandy pod. She definitely needs to bring Chester. I mean, I would love to see Chester. I might even if she shows up and brings Chester, I will have to get on the floor with Chester to get a selfie with Chester just because, you know, Chester's famous. But I would love to see like the dead bell. Yes, I would love to see the dead bell. I would love to see someone to bring, you know, Mandy or Douglas bring a dead bell. That way we can see how it interacts without Jade there, which okay, Mandy was saying that without Jade there, she feels that the energy is going to be different. I can honestly tell you, it will not be different because I'm there. I do not know what equipment Curtis and Randy have. I'll have to ask them. Send them a message and find out. But yeah, the energy in the house won't be a whole lot different with me there. Just because of the last time I was there, shit just kind of went sideways, and I wasn't the nicest person. I was young and dumb. You know how it goes. That's right. I have in the past. It wasn't good. But again, I can't really let that slide that it went after our club leader like it did. Can't really let that one slide. I will try not to provoke. How's that one? I'm not going to make no promises. I'm going to say I'm going to try not to provoke. There we go. I know there's a lot of stuff that I need to build up on. Oh yeah, most definitely. We're gonna take tons of pictures while we're there. And if Mandy shows up, we're gonna be getting a lot of pictures with her. But of course, if she shows up, depending on where we meet, if we decide to all meet up at a cafe, I'm literally gonna run in and be like, "Oh my God, you're Mandy from Ghost Club Paranormal. Can I have your autograph?" I mean, and if we don't meet up at a cafe, if we all meet up at the house and she shows up, I'm literally gonna drop to the ground and do the whole Wayne's World I'm not worthy thing right in front of her, just because. Make her like second guess even showing up, be like, oh my God, why am I here? And no hitchhikers allowed. I don't allow hitchhikers. Although I am going to be kind of playing with fire that night. Before we actually start the investigation, I will be asking my goddess and my gods to kind of back off. I'm going to be asking my spirit guides to back off. So I'm gonna be playing with fire. And I hope she does get that whole reference since she likes older movies. Not Wayne's World really ain't for everybody. They start watching it and they're like, this is not for me. But me personally, I love that movie. So yeah, I hope she gets that. I definitely hope she gets that reference, be like, oh my god. I know it's Mike Myers, but a lot of people didn't like those movies. They thought they were boring. I don't know why. I mean, if you grew up with Saturday Night Live, that was everybody's first introduction to Wayne's World was on Saturday Night Live. Swing, yes. Or holding the picture. Are you getting done? I'm tired of holding this. That's what she said. It's. I'm pretty sure she will get that whole reference. Especially, it's like, come on now, it's Mandy. Of course, everyone loves Mandy. Here we go. That's right. Abraham Lincoln. I'm gonna have to use that one on her if she shows up. I am gonna have to use that one if she shows up. She's gonna look at me like, you've lost your damn mind. Probably. But you know what? Hey, I mean, but then again, she likes Abraham Lincoln. She likes everything about Abraham Lincoln. So, she would definitely get that reference. All right, bye, Victoria. Yeah, I mean, she'd definitely get the whole Abraham Lincoln reference. Now, if all possible, I don't know how she's actually gonna feel about staying the night at the Sally house. I really don't, because like I said, we're gonna be there from 3 o'clock that Friday afternoon to 9 a.m. Saturday morning. I mean, it's gonna be one of those that it's gonna be a long night, and I'm pretty sure I may wake up at some point in the night and probably see Randy huddled in the corner like, nope. I'm not hearing this. Nope. Which, okay, I would have to look over and be like, are you all right, man? Yes. I mean, that's a very good amount of time. You don't really get that from a lot of places, most places only give you like a certain amount of time to be there to do an investigation. A lot of places don't tell you, well, since you're staying the night, you can literally investigate it from this time. As long as you're done by this time, you're good. And so that's definitely going to be something to look at, evidence wise. Now, I did invite Side Eye Guy to jump into the chat when I go live at the Sally house. Only because when Jade and Mandy did that one live for raising money for the fire victims there in LA, and it all just kind of went sideways. It turned into like a beardo bashing, and side eye guy jumped in and said something, and I was already in a bad mood, and I snapped at him. I ended up going over to his channel, and I ended up sending him a message apologizing to him and told him why I did it, you know. And yeah, it did go sideways. But I explained to him why I snapped at him. He accepted my apology, and I know he lives in Australia, and I told him when I go live to do that investigation, I would love for him to join in on the chat or take a look at it afterwards, because there's going to be no edits. There's, you know, what you see is what you get, because that's what we seen. And he agreed to it. He agreed to it. He said that he would definitely do it. So, you know, the paranormal world is too small for a whole lot of bickering. We ain't got time for that crap. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, no one can actually ever get along. So yeah, when I go live, the side eye guy may jump in there. I get that, Hex. I totally get that. But at the same time, I don't want somebody coming at my video after it's been posted and say, "Oh, he faked this. I can show you how to do it, how he did it." How am I faking it when it's all live? I mean, honestly, there's going to be no way to fake it, you know. I mean, if something happens, you know, Randy gets levitated up in the air. Oh, there's a strange levitation wind in the house, or he was pulled up by a string. Yeah. No, that's not correct. So that's why I'm doing these live now. It's so nobody can come at me later and say, "Oh, you faked it." Okay, tell me how I faked it when it's all live. Yeah, the window was open. A strange levitation went inside the house because the window was open. Sorry, you're stuck to the ceiling, Randy. I don't know what to tell you, man. You're gonna be there the rest of the investigation. But so yeah, if he does show up in the live, I say everybody keep it cordial with him. Not argue with him. Let him say what he wants to say. Poor Randy. Yeah. We're gonna have to. It's gonna be a pick on Randy thing until the actual investigation starts. You know, baby investigator, never investigated before, so there's gonna be a lot of picking on him. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, if Side Eye Guy does join, be cordial with him. You know, if he says something, you know, instead of putting him in a timeout or blocking him completely, let him have his say. Yes, his initiation. But you know, also at the same time, don't let him hate on everything. Especially if Mandy does show up, no matter the devices that we're using or whatever, if any devices are there, you know, don't let him hate on what we're doing, but also let him have his say, you know, considering it was a peace offering for snapping at him during that live that went totally freaking sideways. I mean, I get it. It was to raise money for the LA fires. Yeah, we're all kind of mad at Beardo because, pardon my language here, but Beardo seems to have a hard on for both Mandy and Jade. Anytime he can attack them, he does. But also at the same time, it is his right to say what he wants to say. But when you're constantly going after somebody, then it just turns into something totally different. So it was a peace offering to Side Eye Guy to say, hey, I'm doing this. You're invited to the chat to watch the live investigation. So we'll just leave Side Eye Guy with that one. Hex, I think you're right on that one. But then again, I think he hates all investigators I can't really say equally because he kind of leans on women harder than he does men. But I think he just despises all investigators. Yeah, I think whatever is there will be asking where Jade is. But at the same time, we're not going to let it know where Jade is because, well, it has no reason to know where Jade is. All it's going to need to know is Jade's not there. If for some reason it just wants to get ornery, well, then I'll have to remind it to not be ornery, and if it wants to go after somebody, I'm right here. I've had it come at me before. I know that's not what most people want to hear, but I've had it come at me before. I mean, but of course, I'm not going to stand there in the doorway and say, come at me, bro. No, I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, I'm not going to let it go after Mandy or Randy or Curtis or Douglas, Be like, look, if you really want to go after somebody, you really want to come at somebody, I'm right here. I'm pretty sure Douglas will probably be doing the same thing when it comes to Randy. Be like, wait a minute. He's never investigated before, so we can't have anything going home with him. So, but I will show Randy and have him do, the whole, you're not allowed to follow me when we go to leave. Teach him how to put that dominance out there towards the spirit. Say you're not allowed to follow me as we're leaving. that way he ain't got nothing to worry about. Nothing should follow him home. Because we don't need to hear about some Final Destination shit from an airplane with Randy on it. That would not be good. Although I will explain to Randy, hey, if you're in the airport fixing to jump on the plane and you hear the song Dust in the Wind come over the speakers, do not get on that plane. You might not want to get on that plane. Nothing good happens when that song comes up when you're fixing to get on the airplane. You might become dust in the wind. Sorry. My cough drop just tried to kill me. Yeah, my cough drop just tried to go down my damn throat. That was not cool. Yes, that would be the worst prank. Worst prank ever. Reset his a ringtone on his phone to that song, and wait till I know he's fixing to jump on the airplane and send him a text message. Be like, wait, where the fuck is that song coming from? Nope. But no, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy night. I do figure I don't expect everyone to stay on the whole time I'm live, because you figure 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, about 8 hours. That'd be 2 o'clock in the morning. And I figure we'll probably be going to bed somewhere around that time. But like I said, just because we're going to bed, at least my phone will still be recording everything live. That way, like I said, while we're asleep, everything is still being documented. Any sounds or anything like that. Not to mention, any cameras that might be there, they're also going to remain running. So everything is going to be documented, and I'm pretty sure, Randy, if he takes a camera, he's going to be looking through all his footage when he gets home. Curtis doing the same thing, Douglas doing the same thing, and we'll all get together afterwards. And well, but we'll that's actually funny. But we'll all get together to figure out where everybody's posting any and all their evidence, so I could jump onto my YouTube page and put the links down to where they're going to put their evidence. We'll put that evidence link, their links in on my Discord channel, on Purgatory's Discord channel, GCP's Discord channel. We're going to get the word out there for where everything is going to be going. That way, nobody's going to miss anything. I want everything documented so well. And, like, Sabby and I were talking, and I think he was in on this one too, Hex. We were all talking about the paranormal doesn't always perform. The paranormal ain't like circus monkeys. It basically does what it wants to when it wants to. And so there's going to be times when there's going to be nothing throughout the entire stream. And then there's times where we'll have something. Yes, this will be an epic team up, better than the Marvel movies. I mean, this will be an epic team up. If he does not have a YouTube channel at that point in time, what I'll do is I will send him the information for mine if he wants it, and he could post it. He could post what he's got there as his own, and then when he gets a YouTube channel, if he wants to go and delete it and add it to his, that's fine. I'm for helping him out on that one. Yes, and I don't know if anybody's seen the photo that Douglas posted on his Instagram. I will post it in the graveyard and everything of what Douglas did. But yes, once we get the lineup completely figured out of who's going to be there, we definitely need to get something made up to let everybody know, because I'm hoping we could push this out. Push it out to as many people as possible, especially right there close to the day. Say, hey, these guys are going live, on this is the YouTube channel. They're going to be doing a live investigation. We need to get in and watch this. This is going to be so awesome with it being live. There's going to be no edits, no cuts. You can't ask for anything more. And I'm hoping that Mandy gets back to us soon about whether she's going to be able to do it or not. And that's why I decided to shoot my shot right there on their last live by calling in and just pretty much straight up asking her right there on the live, hey, we're doing this. Would you like to come? I figure, why not? I mean, what's the worst that she could have said to me right then? No. I mean, and it really was, Hex. That was a great idea. And, as I was sitting there getting my loaded trailer, it just dawned on me, wait a minute. Douglas and I had been there before, so why not get somebody else that has been there before? So that's why I decided just to ask her. I was like, why not? What's the worst she can say? No. She can be like, nope, I've got to work. You just thought you had to work. We're making it to where you're not working now. But it's definitely going to be something that we want to push out whenever we get a total lineup, which I would say probably in the next few weeks, we should have a good idea on who all's coming. Because I know Creepy Crawly Company made the remark on one of their last lives that I was a part of, saying something about they wanted me to let them know when I was going, because it's possible they wanted to come as well. But looking at the list of rules, I'm only allowed 10 people. So you got Me, Randy, Douglas, Mandy if she shows up, Curtis, that's 5. Creepy Crawly Company shows up, that's 7. I mean, that would leave 3 more people allowed to show up. Now, if Creepy Crawly Company does decide to come in, instead of me paying for them, I'm just going to give them the confirmation number from my payment so they can get in touch with the people and they can pay their $125 per person. You know, I'm not going to pay for 7 people, $125 for 7 people each. It's like, love you, but that gets expensive. That gets very expensive. And plus, Creepy Crawly Company, they not only investigate over here, they've been going overseas to investigate too. So that means they can afford to pay their own way. Now, if they show up just to investigate but not stay the night, we'll see how that goes with the owner. They may say, okay, as long as they don't stay the night, or they may say no, they got to pay, $125, even if it's just to investigate. I mean, there's some weird people walking around outside. Yeah, I watch their stuff, Hex. It's not bad. It's different. I've watched a few of their episodes. It's definitely different. It's not Ghost Club Paranormal, Netflix worthy, but it's definitely different. It really is. I mean, they seem like genuinely good people, and so there is that. I don't want nobody that's going to bring any negative energy to the house. I do know, I think the hardest thing that would be for them if they did show up, one of the rules is no Ouija boards and no trying to cleanse the house. 2 of the biggest rules that the Sally house has: no Ouija boards, no trying to cleanse the house. You cannot get rid of whatever spirit is there. I mean, I get it. You don't really want Ouija boards in there because a lot of people, they open up shit with Ouija boards and they don't know how to deal with it, and then they just leave, and it's like, well, why would you do that? And I've watched 3 or 4 of their videos, and they usually bring a Ouija board out, and yeah, nothing about wiping mirrors. Although I am gonna say that, while when I'm doing my introduction, if she shows up, I'm gonna officially proclaim myself the official mirror cleaner for Mandy. That way after she wipes the mirrors, I can officially go in and clean the mirror off for her. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, that was another Beardo reference, I know. I couldn't help myself on that one. That's just funny. But Yeah, nothing about mirrors or anything. So Mandy's good on that one. Um, maybe Creepy Crawly Company can show up, and like I said, they'd have to pay their own way. But I mean, the moment they pulled a Ouija board out, I'd have to be like, nope, that's part of the rules. You cannot pull a Ouija board out. Um, it's got to stay under wraps. I opened up my drink a minute ago because my cough drop tried to kill me, and I just opened it and set it down. Yes, got my Dr. Pepper going. Gotta have my Dr. Pepper. It's so loud out here tonight. Really is. Yeah, that July 11th though will be a day for sure. That's right, Dr. Pepper in the house. Oh, and trust me, the night that we go to investigate, I'm going to show Randy what the backpack is also for, other than carrying equipment, snacks, drinks, anything that you can stuff in there that you possibly need. That's what the backpack's for. Yeah, I am stoked. Because like I said, Douglas and we've been trying to get back to the Sally house at the same time, go there together, and it's just life, everything pops up. Okay, so how funny would it be if everybody showed up and I'm sitting on the porch to the house wearing a Shrek mask? That would be hysterical. Just everybody shows up and I'm sitting there with a Shrek mask on and be like, why are you late? And this is could also turn into something bigger though. Where maybe if I get the opportunity after Jade gets this procedure done that she's going to have, and she's able to properly go out and investigate, yeah, get out of my swamp. But when she gets ready to properly investigate, if it turns into something bigger, like maybe I can go in and do an investigation with both the ladies instead of just one. That right there would be just phenomenal. I mean, I could always look at Mandy and go, look, I took you on, I brought you in on investigation, so, what's up? Not that I would do that or anything. I'd just be like, look, you ladies, do what you need to do. I'm not going to try to wiggle my way into an investigation that I don't need to be a part of. I don't like, me personally, I never liked trying to move in on an investigation that I had no part putting together. If it wasn't something I was putting together, but somebody was like, hey, we want you to come along. I never really fully wanted to do that. Call me crazy. I don't know. I mean, you passing up a free investigation, I've done that more than a few times just because I didn't want to go on the investigation because it did sorry, didn't feel right. So to me it's just like, well, I'll pass on that. I've probably passed on some that I wish I'd never had of, but yes, let's see. If we could all swing it, I would say we all meet at the Mizpah Hotel. There we go, Hex. I'd say we all meet at the Mizpah and do a huge investigation there. Just take over the entire place. Yeah. And the Mizpah Hotel is actually it's not really small. It's decent size. Now, would it actually hold, if for some reason we were able to bring our GCP family from other continents over and we had all like 602 members at the Mizpah Hotel, I don't think it could possibly hold it. Some of us would have to sit outside while half investigated and half waited and just swap out. But yeah. Yeah, oh Lord. You imagine 602 people just descending on this poor hotel and then people going, what in the actual fuck is going on here? Are we under attack? I mean, people's eyes would be like, I don't even know what's going on right now. Although, I ain't gonna lie, it would be fun. I know another place that we could possibly all get into and we could all investigate at the same time. But I don't know if they're actually letting people go in to investigate it anymore. The Goldfield Hotel. I don't know. Yes, it'd be booked. But yeah, the Goldfield Hotel, I don't know if they're actually letting people investigate it anymore. I mean, you had you got fake Baggins that like tried to destroy the reputation of the Goldfield. I mean, I haven't seen very many people actually do the Goldfield Hotel since Ghost Adventures did it. I mean, I know Mandy and Jade went, but it's been a while. It's been a while since Mandy and Jade went, so I don't know if they just decided to shut it down and try to work on it and get it reopened up or not. So, but yes, I would love to do the Goldfield Hotel. The Silver Queen there in Silver City. I mean, there's so many places in Nevada. I mean, hell, you could try to investigate there in the desert. You could probably investigate in the desert of Nevada and get stuff because, the mob had their thing. They did what they did. But you know, just about anywhere on the Vegas Strip. There we go, Hex. Yeah, look into that. But yeah, anywhere on the Vegas Strip would be a decent place to investigate, really, if it wasn't always so busy. You know, Tombstone does do I don't know if they do group investigations. I know they do group tours. Yeah. Now, Tombstone in Arizona, though, that's one of those that I know of. At least 3 different groups have went there, and unless if other people have went and just not recorded it and put it out there for everyone to see, but you had Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, and I believe it was Kindred Spirits that went. That's actually awesome that you went to the birdcage and got touched. I would love to. That is one of my dreams right there, is go to Tombstone. Basically just to go to the birdcage, because I mean, you got the old hearse inside there. So you got the energy from the old hearse, and you got the energy from the brothels, you got the energy from the poker rooms, you got the energy from the dance halls. I mean, you got all that energy in one building. I would love to go there. I am jealous, Hex. I am jealous. I do know that the OK Corral, when Ghost Hunters went there, they didn't get nothing from the OK Corral. Yes, bullet holes in the floor. I mean, that place is just stoked with energy. I would also like to go to Boot Hill, you know, to do an investigation there at Boot Hill, just because, you know. Oh yes. Oh, most definitely. They would definitely be like getting all sorts of communication. And I do know that's one thing with me. If Mandy does show up, I am going to try to shut my brain down to where I'm not getting overloaded with a whole bunch of stuff. I don't need to get overloaded with a whole bunch of stuff, you know, because with the everybody's energy and with the energy of the house, it's gonna feel like my brain is gonna want to explode. But yeah, I imagine Mandy and Jade would definitely get communication there. I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, I'm not saying that the communication they would get would probably be nice. They might see them as working girls. I mean, I'm just sitting here saying, the spirits might be like, ooh, fresh meat. But yeah, I've only seen like 3 different paranormal groups actually go there. Well, come on now. You're talking cowboys from the 1800s. You get two ladies in there, 2 good-looking ladies in there to do an investigation. I'm pretty sure that conversation is not going to be drastically nice. Mandy will try to throw hands with the spirit. She ain't fucking around. Mandy be like, nope, we're gonna throw hands now. I mean that. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I'm gonna have to tell Randy about. Set your boundaries with that with the spirit that's in that house, because if not, it will jack with you. I mean, but then again, with this being Randy's first investigation, he may want that interaction until it happens, and then he realizes, I don't like that interaction. That interaction sucks. We don't need that. I do know at the Sally house, before we really start investigating, I'm gonna have everyone honestly say, if they have any scratches or anything else on them at that point in time, because if one of us gets scratched, it will be documented. I mean, we already know that the house don't like guys, so. And then you're gonna put 4 guys in the house, and one of them possibly gonna be telling the house, to fuck off, just trying to antagonize it, maybe. And so we're gonna see what happens. Although I do hope that this Hex, I can already tell you, I'm already getting messages. The moment I put it out there and I paid for the house, I've already been getting messages. I've already been getting warnings. But you know what? I'm not listening to the warnings, but I am listening to the messages. I mean, it's one of the things I try to tell everybody. The spirit world is connected, and once you put it out there that you're doing something, the spirit world, the entire spirit world already knows about it. So you might be going to one place and you got spirits from someplace else that you've been to already once before, either trying to communicate with you or warn you or something else. And so, yeah, the moment I paid for the house, I've already been getting messages and warnings. I'm not paying attention to the warnings because I'm not going to let it scare me off. Exactly. Everything is connected. The messages I've been getting, I'm still trying to piece them together, because the way it comes to me is, if you turn your radio on and you got them old-fashioned car stereos where you actually had to turn the dial to get the radio station, and you're halfway to the radio station. You can hear it, but you can't hear it because all the static. That's what it's like for me most of the time. And so I'm still trying to piece together the messages that's trying to come through, but it's it's going to be a process because I'm not going to let it scare me off. I'm not going to let it do anything. If anything, it's going to make me more pissed off, and I'm going to just walk in there with an attitude, and you're gonna hear about Randy, Douglas, and myself being strung up outside, being beaten to death by a spirit. Be like, no, we ain't having that energy in the house. So yeah, it's gonna be a process for me on that one. Yeah, well, we're gonna hope that we don't get hogtied out, there and drug out into the front yard and beaten to death by a spirit. We don't want that. Although that would be an interesting obituary, cause of death. He was beaten to death by the spirit of the Sally house. We don't know what happened. We showed up, and they were randomly hogtied in the yard. There was no murder weapon, but yet they were beaten to death. So yeah, we don't need that happening. And like I said, it's gonna be a process to me for getting this message on what it's trying to tell me. For all I know, it could be a message of, hey, you don't need to be there. Yeah, we would be literally part of the history of the Sally house at that point. And the history of Atchison, Kansas. The only 3 people to be beaten to death by a spirit. That would be horrible. But no, it's not going to happen. But I mean, for all I know, the message could be, we're not supposed to be there, but well, we're showing up. Regardless of what anything is trying to tell us, we're showing up. And I mean, like I said, we're going to be there. We're due to be there at 3:00. The investigation is going to start at 6. So that's going to give us 3 hours to get something to eat, get any and all equipment that we have set up, come up with a game plan on what we're doing, how we're going to do it. Oh yeah. I mean, intentions and boundaries have to be set when doing a house like the Sally house, because the moment it gets an opening, it's going to take it. It's going to be like, oh, well, you left yourself open. I'm going in for the attack now. I mean, plus, there's going to be other things, there's going to be things that we want to do before we actually start investigating, which we do plan on getting all that done. If Mandy does show up, I think Randy is wanting to do a impromptu interview with her, which which would be sick. You know, him actually getting to investigate, or one, interview Mandy, two, getting to actually investigate with her, Douglas, and myself, and Curtis. So, you know, baby investigator getting thrown in with some people that actually know what they're doing. You know, no need to go into a situation where you're going to do your first investigation and you actually have no clue as to what you're doing. But you know, everybody's got to learn sometime. And this is going to be his way of learning. I know maybe in the near future, if this one goes well, yes, I think Randy will be surprised. Because, one, a lot of people don't think that, you know, the Sally House is something as a joke. You know, a lot of people think Sally House is a joke, that it was all made up. No, not a joke, not made up. You know, this shit's real. Well, he's definitely going to get his first real experience. That's for damn sure. So I know the night that Mandy and Jade was there, when Mandy said that she felt like something touched her back and like just basically ran their hand down the entire length of her back. I've had that happen there. You know, I've been scratched there. I had that happen there. So I knew exactly what she was talking about when she said that. You know, it's like, ooh, I've had that happen. Only mine wasn't a gentle touch. It was more forceful with me. Oh, there we go. I was in Tombstone once. I was 8 months old. Thanks, Mom. That's actually cool. I would like to go back, you know. They'd probably take me more at Tombstone now that, you know, got my beard going. No, I don't plan on shaving it anytime soon either. I want to get it as long as ZZ Tops. You know, I want to be able to dress up in a suit with a big old long beard and be talking about Sharp Dressed Man. Sorry, I had to. But yeah, there's so much with the Sally House that will surprise people. The one thing I do want to do when I get to Atchison, Kansas, Tony Pickman, the last I heard, they still live in Atchison, Kansas. I would like to sit down and basically record an interview with him, not in the house, because I know he ain't going back into that house. He is done with that house. But I would like to do like an impromptu interview with him to hear his side straight from his mouth instead of hearing it from somebody else's telling a story. I would rather hear it straight from him. Um, I know, I know his wife Deborah Pickman, I think, has a website. I'm not sure. I have to look to see if it's still active or not. And I mean, I would love to get a hold of him to see about doing an interview someplace. And if I'm actually lucky enough to do an interview with him, I will definitely post that on YouTube. That way everyone can actually hear from his own mouth exactly what happened to him. Because I mean, there's interviews and everything of him, but you know, I want to ask the hard questions. I want to ask the hard questions. What was your mindset at the time? Granted, your wife had just given birth to to you guys' son. What was the mindset going through your brain? I'm going to Hex. I'm going to reach out and I'm going to see if he'll sit down and do it. I mean, it's kind of like asking Mandy to come to the Sally house. What's the worst he can say is no. He don't want to talk about it. He's done talking about the Sally house. I get that. I mean, if yeah, and I'm gonna look at to see if their website is still active, and if it is, if there is a place on there for contacting them, I am definitely going to contact them, and I'm going to let them know I'm going to be there July 11th, and I would love to sit down and have a conversation with him on that date before the investigation. Record it. That way, everyone can sit there and go, oh crap, so this is what actually happened to him. I mean, so yeah, it's like asking Mandy about coming to the Sally house. The worst thing he can say is no. It could be he can just be like, no, I'm done talking about that house. Can't really say I blame him. I mean, if that had been me, yeah, I'd have been done talking about it a long time ago. I'd been like, no, hell no. We ain't doing that. But yeah, I'm gonna ask him soon. If I can get in touch with him, I'm definitely gonna ask him soon. And if he says yes and he actually wants to do the interview at the house, that's even better. We'll do it to where I'll interview him about the house on the same live stream for the investigation, just at the beginning. That way there's no kind of like break in between. It's like interview, investigation. We'll let him bolt out of there right before we actually start investigating. That way he's totally away from the house, and we'll just at that point lock ourselves in and hold on for the ride. I mean, it's gonna be one of those, it is what it is, and whatever happens. And if if it comes to the point to where it's just too much is going on and it's just too active, I mean, granted, we may have to take a break every now and then, but if that's the case, I'll just set my phone up. If we got to take a break, I'll set my phone up in a spot to where it can catch everything visually and with sound. That way everybody watching, if we're outside, can actually hear what's going on in the house. I mean, if we have a REM pod in there or something, and if it starts going off while we're outside, I mean, is it going to be one of those, is that paranormal? Can't really say, because at that point we're not in the house, but considering REM pods, the energy has to be right up on the REM pod itself for it to go off. We could probably call that paranormal. I mean, it's like I said, it is what it is, and whatever happens, happens. We're just gonna have to see how it plays out. Sorry, I'm catching up with some of the chats here, or some of the messages. So yeah, that is what's going on. It's a big reveal for anybody that's not on Discord that did not know. That is the big reveal. Sally House. And for anybody that's watching this after the stream is over, for anybody that's made it this far with my rambling, I am going to post the link to my Discord channel in the description. Wow, I actually refreshed there. But I'm going to post the link to my Discord channel in the description for anybody that's made it this far that is rewatching this. That way you can catch up on any trucking news, paranormal announcements, which for anybody that's on Hex, you may have seen it. I added a new room on my channel. It's paranormal announcements. It's where I'm going to be posting all the announcements for any paranormal activities coming up. But yeah, the Sally House is gonna be off the hook. I mean, there may be some Scooby-Doo moments for a certain somebody, you know. I mean, we may just have to get him an oversized shirt and some bell bottoms and be like calling him Shaggy. Yes. I mean, there may be breaks in between Hex because, you know, it's not cheap doing these investigations. It's not cheap at all. But so there may be breaks in between, but yes, I am going to start doing this regularly. And I know it sucks because, you know, I told myself before that, you know, I wasn't going to do a members thing. But looking at it and everything, you know, some of the videos, if I get up to 1,000 subscribers, I may do a members thing for some of the investigations that just can't really let, kids watch. So to keep it from having to age restrict it, I may just end up having to do like a members thing to where some of the investigations will be like a members video. And I told myself I didn't want to do that, but with the first investigation that I did there in Murray being taken down, that's what got me thinking, like, okay, I didn't age restrict that because I didn't cuss in it or anything, at least not that I'm aware of. But I don't understand why it was taken down. I wish I knew. I wish they'd give it back or put it back up, but it is what it is. So, I just may make it to where some videos are member only. That way I don't have to age restrict them. All right, Mom. I love you. Get some sleep. Now I know when it comes to that, I may have to ask Jade. Yes, Hex. YouTube. YouTube is the one that took it down. It wasn't even up 12 hours, and it got yanked down. And it's like, why? Why did it get yanked down? And that's why the following videos, especially the last one, I had to age restrict it just so it didn't get taken down. Yeah, I know, and that was the video, the first investigation that I did that night. That was the one where Savvy caught it. And when I was looking into the mausoleum, I had my phone sitting there on the window, and she caught it. There was a shadow on the far wall to the right, and then like partway through, it was gone. The shadow was gone. She actually caught that real time. And it's like, holy crap, how did you catch that? And what makes it even weirder is when I went back and I put my phone in the same spot, there was nothing there that would have caused a shadow on the far wall. So I don't know why the video was taken down. Honestly, it pissed me off though. So yeah, I told myself I did not ever want to do member videos. I didn't want to have to make people pay to watch certain videos. But I'm thinking there may be some investigations that I do that I may end up having to do or put under a membership to keep YouTube from taking them down. Which sucks because, the way everything is right now, the economy sucks and people just don't have the money to literally just throw away, money for membership. Now, if I can do it like that, if I can pick how much people pay, I may put it down as $1. To be honest, I may put it down as $1 for a membership. Be like, boom, there you go, $1. Hopefully I can pick how much. because I don't want to break people, because I know we're gonna have so many people watching these videos that belong to GCP, belong to Purgatory. They've already got memberships running for GCP and have been for a long time. That's why I need to talk to Jade to see about that, because I want to make it to where my mom don't have to pay for any of the investigations at all. I mean, I've already paid her GC membership because I told her I would. So I want to see, can I offer free membership deals to people I want to, and if so, how many am I allowed to do? To where it's like free membership, you don't worry about paying, but at the same time, it's like I don't want them to again take my videos down, because with it being a live video, the video don't get saved to my phone at all. So if YouTube was to take it down, that's it. The video is gone. It's gone forever. There's no record of it, which totally sucks, because it's like I could literally spend 6 hours in a place investigating it, and YouTube just says, nope, it never happened. Watch this. And it's gone. So that's why I may end up having to do that. But like I said, I have to wait till I get up to 1,000 subscribers before I can ever think about doing that. Now, granted, I get the Sally house done, the subscribers may come in at that point and be like, oh shit, we got this guy that he gives literally zero fucks, and he's just doing it live and letting everybody see exactly what's going on, all the little behind the scenes of nothing happening for an hour or two, and then something happens, none of that's been cut out. It's just him and everybody else doing what they're doing. So hopefully the subscribers come in from that. But yes, there's going to be more investigations. Like I said, I've still got to hook up with Bug down in Florida, in Orlando, to do one there. I need to find out, we need to find out when she's going to be available, because there's an old mental hospital in Orlando. Then the hospital's gone, everything but the administration building. That's where we're going, because the May Stringer house never called me back. It's like I don't understand how you want people to come in and investigate, spend money to take tours or whatever, but you don't call them back. It makes no sense. So, anyway, that's enough rambling for me for the night. Don't need to get like Jade and Mandy. I don't need to hit like a Delulu hour and be like loopy as fuck. And plus I gotta be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. But yes, heck, that is rude. So, Mandy and me, we're gonna be hitting that mental hospital administration building, And like I said, I want to go to the Brushy Creek State Penitentiary in Tennessee. I want to see about going back to Weston, West Virginia to go to the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Try more footwork, more energy. I see that being it. Okay, if Mandy shows up, we're totally doing that on camera. We're gonna have all of us standing there in the living room of the Sally house, and literally doing that just for the pure hell of it. Then again, at that moment, the spirit might be like, "The fuck is wrong with them? What is happening right now?" But yeah, there's definitely going to be more coming up. It's just, you know, one of those. Life is going to be hitting at the same time I'm trying to do this. So, you know, I would love to make investigating a full-time job like Mandy or like Jade has, but at the same time, you know, I need to make money, so, you know, I've got to stick with the job I've got while trying to investigate. And I tell you what, Trans-Allegheny, if I can get back in there again, because you can't, a lot of these places you can't investigate alone. You have to have somebody with you. That's right, Gen X Ghost Hunters. That's another place I will bring live to everybody. So, another place I will bring live to everybody when I get in there, because I know this place is booked, and for good reason. It's the tuberculosis hospital there in Louisville, Kentucky. That place is always booked. I'm wanting to get back in there. I ain't been in there in a hot minute, but yes. And who knows? Maybe it could be something where, you know, Douglas and I can start just meeting up in random locations and be like, "Hey, we're gonna hit this place." So, but yes, and you know, the one thing a lot of people don't realize, there is a lot of places all across the U.S. that is just riddled with haunted locations. It's just a lot of places they don't advertise anymore. They don't advertise anymore because people like Zach Bagans, you know, they don't want people like him going in there and, one, antagonizing it, two, calling everything out as a demon. Actually, you know, I've been to Limp Mansion. That is an... Hey, I'm not frozen. Yes. It's actually there in St. Louis. It's actually in St. Louis. But I have been there. I went in, I didn't do it as a ghost hunt. I went in just as a tour. Oh my God, that place is amazing. You walk in there, you're like, holy hell. Why would the family members just randomly kill themselves when they had all this money? I get it. They weren't money savvy, and they didn't save, and most of them lost everything they had due to the stock market and whatnot. But that place is just amazing looking. I've Matter of fact, they also have an area where we can actually eat dinner. Yes, and Prohibition. But actually, they didn't really get hit with the Prohibition part. I'm thinking they were exempt during Prohibition. There were a few companies that were exempt during Prohibition because they could say that their alcohol was used for medicinal purposes. So, because there's a whiskey place in Kentucky that did that. They said that theirs was for medicinal use, so they didn't get hit by Prohibition. They were able to just keep making it and selling it. But yeah, you can actually eat dinner in the Limp Mansion. At least you could. I don't know if you can still now. But that place is so beautiful. It's crazy because you can actually see the mansion from the freeway. You can actually see it from the freeway, and it's beautiful. And I would definitely live there. Yes, it's freaking huge. Matter of fact, I had when I was a trainer with my last company, I had somebody ask me about the Limp Mansion. We was going through St. Louis. We was on the south side of St. Louis, and he was asking me where the Limp Mansion was, and I told him to look out the window. And he was like, "What am I looking for?" And I was like, "When you see the sign that says Limp," he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's it." And he was like, "Holy crap!" Like, yeah, you literally see it from the freeway, man. I didn't get to stop that day, so he didn't get to go and see the Limp Mansion, but at least he knew where it was. He didn't know that it was that close to the freeway. And matter of fact, a couple of days later, when we was coming back through, was actually heading to the Chicago area. Came in the south side of St. Louis again, right there on 55. And he was asking me if Budweiser still had their plant there in St. Louis. And I was like, well, yeah, that'd be kind of stupid if they didn't have their plant in St. Louis anymore. And he was like, well, where's it at? And I pointed out the right side of the window as we were passing it, and I was like, that whole thing is a Budweiser plant. And he was like, no, it's not. That looks like a rundown warehouse. Well, yeah, that's the Budweiser plant. Thank you, Sabby. But yeah, I mean, of course, that guy, he was an idiot. I ain't gonna lie. He didn't last in trucking. I think he wanted to do more sightseeing than actually trucking. Time is it? 9 o'clock. So it's what, 9 o'clock? My time. Hold on. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock my time. So kind of went over my bedtime. Oops. Not gonna lie, that kind of probably hurts me because, like I said, I gotta be up at 5. I gotta be at Charlotte. Yeah, I thought about that. And what I may do is I may get with Jade and see if I can share it over to her to see if she can also have it just in case YouTube takes it down. And no, don't worry, Heggs. That's all on me. I knew. I should have known what time it was. I mean, it's like, okay, so I had to start my live late. So instead of 6 o'clock, it was 7 o'clock Central. And let's see, it's been 2 hours now. So that'd have been 8 o'clock Eastern. So yeah, it's 10 o'clock now. But that is gonna do it for me. That is enough rambling. Again, we don't need Delulu Damien going off here. I could probably be up all night. I will be in touch with everybody soon. For anybody that rewatches this video afterwards, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is going to be a hell of a year. And it all starts July 11th. And with that, I'm going to say good night, everybody. Good night, ladies. Thank you, Savvy, Hex, Ruby, everyone. And I will talk to everybody soon. Bye.